All right, the watch list for Tuesday, November 14th. The SPY is just hanging out near all time highs. Again, no shock events, so we just go ahead and trade and build our list as usual. ZX, this is what you call one of those stupid moves, but we still want to watch it sometimes, as you saw with CREG earlier or last week. You can get a nice trade the next day with a proper setup. On an intraday basis, it's had a huge move, came back, held the 20 period on fives, little pop, and then really ripped through this resistance and almost hit the high of day again. And then you can see how choppy it got after that. So just be advised how choppy these things are. And again, a lot of them just way ahead of themselves. But you can get some nice trades. So I'm going to go ahead and put ZX on watch. CCIH is more of a clean setup. You had a nice pop back here. And then another one here to, let me try to get these numbers right. 139. And then a few weeks later, it hit 139. And then today, you can see the 200-day coming into play. Went as high as 135. Again, on strong volume on each one of these pops. Really like it. If it takes out today's high, if it takes out 135, I always look to the left and say, you know what, then 140 might be in its sights. And over 140, it's got some room. So this is a pretty decent setup, this CCIH. I'm going to put in my notes 136 as a potential catalyst. But we might find a different entry and maybe a better entry than that. CHKE. A really nice pop today on strong volume. Now keep in mind this big volume stick here is still only 1.1 million shares. So this one generally doesn't trade very big volume. But made a move from like 2 to 3 in one day. So that's a pretty good candidate for maybe a red to green. Maybe tomorrow and maybe sometime later this week. WPCS had a really nice move back here all the way up to 340 and then just came down, held the 200-day, and then nice volume today closing near its high, so we might get a follow-through day in that one tomorrow. OTIC. I had a nice trade in this one today. Really like this. It gapped up 3 sessions ago and hit $6. Then yesterday's high was 540. Today's high also 540. So I mean, I really like this over 540. On an intraday basis, when I saw this volume spike, I called it in chat right there at 510. Said, hey, we might take out the high of day, maybe take out yesterday's high. So I was able to get long, as were others in chat, at 510. And in 10 minutes, it was at 540. These nickel spreaders can be nasty when you're wrong, but when you're right, you get some really nice. Each tick is a nickel, so you can make some nice money in a pretty short period of time when you're right. Anyway, I like this one over 540. I'm going to put that in my notes right now. Okay, so that's OTIC, HMNY, which we called in chat once today. I made a couple $100 on it, but it ended up, again, I've been saying I'm getting back to full time this week. Today was the last day that I've got my other project going on, so I only worked, I don't know, the first 90 minutes today. Still got my daily goal. Teamwork in chat's fantastic, but this one I see had a really strong close, and it had a really kind of a nice flag pattern. Hopefully in chat they saw this. High, lower high. You kind of picture a trend line right here. So back up through this 1110 would have been a really nice entry and went all the way to 1350. That's what we were hoping for this morning when we took it around here. And we didn't quite get that move. I ended up being kind of a scalp, but hopefully they were on that and got a nice move. Anyway, the daily chart's interesting. So you had this huge move, came back down, a nice pop about a week ago, came back down again, and then a nice pop today. So worth watching for a follow-through day tomorrow. ICON, again, still really obscure, but I still like this one if it can get, I don't know, maybe 195, 196, something like that. I think this one might then break through 2 and then take out this 215 high and maybe squeeze. So ugly chart, but it's holding its ground here, so maybe the news turns out to be not as bad as we think. We'll see, right? KND, just kind of flagging after this big pop. So I have it on long watch for tomorrow. It was on watch today, no trades in it. AMPE, this is a pretty handsome chart here. You had this gap down and it ran to over $1.50 and then like kind of had this, I don't know, like a year long, maybe even more than that. Yeah, more than a year, like a year and a half cup and handle. But it's certainly interesting over this flag. I think it's worth watching. Nice volume today in that one, by the way. ONP, again, crazy move, 80 cents to almost 250. And then today, just a quiet day. but it still had decent range. It's still 40-cent range on this stock. So, I don't know. I think it needs to come in another day or two, and then we might get a follow-up pop. But I'm going to watch it as early as tomorrow. That's ONP. DCIX. Can't see anything on the daily here unless I scroll it over. And you had this. Remember, this one had that move from like 2 to 28, and now it's all the way back down in the 7s. It just hit the 20-day today. It was on bounce watch for today. No trades in it. The lower it gets, the more interesting it can get. It on a decent bounce, the better percentage gain we can get. So it goes right back on bounce watch for tomorrow. Remember, when you watch these videos, I'm a day trader. I'm looking for ways to make money tomorrow. None of these are investments. None of these are meant to be held overnight. And all of them are contingent upon the stocks meeting one of our A+ setups on an intraday basis. So keep that in mind. JCI, just another red day. I had it on bounce watch because 2 huge days down into support. It took out that support, but it's still way oversold. I'm still looking for a snapback bounce in that one. No trades in it today. GameStop, another red day. GME, no trades in it today. Still going bounce watch. And TTD has fallen for 4 days in a row to pierce the 200-day. And it also has support back here. The most recent low was 46.49. Today it hit 46.84. So basically touched that recent low. I mean, just, wasn't that far away from it. Plus, you have the 200-day that it pierced. Another one that I like for a snapback bounce. We'll also add gappers in the morning. And I'll leave it at that. Have a great night. See everybody tomorrow.